Hello there, welcome on in to another episode of From Day One, the Lilith Brawl edition. And we're about to find out a lot of questions if we can get some answers. But first, as always, we grab to the mailbag to get what we had been earned since the last time you and I had been together. So let's see. 7,005, I believe.
And they were leaving. That was the last statement they said.
Sorry about that. 7,500,000. I believe that is a whole 225 purchase. Guild, of course, with their victory today, 20 gold medals. 200, I believe that's the low side, but hey, everything is awesome. Okay, so now the three things. Yeah, that will remind us with something to take care of. 10 great roots, take those. And our chests. One last place to check before we go ahead and address the big hanging question in the room. Alright, so we'll have to win in the arena using a healer. And still need 6 more in the next day and a half for that 3-day event. Okay. So, Lilith Brawls, a lot of people have come to the conclusion that the event epically sucks. A lot afraid that it's even going to be just a one-time only fight through instead of a daily. That isn't even the full problem. So let's grab the sword here. Alright, so it does reset. You actually reset to even 2 NPC characters. Interesting. The other big problem is we go into merchant. Some of these numbers have changed. One of the biggest ones here is the Book of Fate. It was 9,000 yesterday. As you see now in the store, it's 20,000 coins. Other main change as we come down is Lemort's card. Had been 15,000. It's now only 5. And the Spirit Power had been 15, now 17.5. I don't know if any of these 40 and 50k ones changed, but I do believe, I think a few of them did. But the ones I pointed out are the biggest offenders of the situation. We'll save brawls to later in today's episode. Well, in today's series of episodes, it is. Alright, special events. Lilith's Obsession gets us 5 more Liliths. And another doll. The only reason that one's there was because of something I had set up for us just to make sure we had one. And that's the adventure. So let's begin. Okay, wait. Wait a minute, what the hell? What path am I supposed to take then? You see what's left. Alright, with what's left, leave me alone. We need to pick up 5 to max out. So if I go up there, it's 1, 2, 3 buff, 4, 5. 6, back to 7, 8, 9. Okay, it's doable. It's not the most elegant path, but it's doable. There it went. Drop 2 to the left. The only one left. Oh, I was going to say 0. That's like, what are we still waiting on? 0 was still hanging out. Okay, so now we'll do a double back for 2. Wait. Wait, I still need 3? How the fuck am I supposed to do 3? Was there no way to do this? I think from the setup there was no way to do it. Sometimes this is why I miss my Krakens. Whoever starts they'll post lines for everybody. There's no way that people do not miss to be able to get all 4 chests. Yeah, 1 chest shy. Fiddlesticks. That's not that's not the way I wanted everything to start. I wanted a nice, flawless winning adventure, not a epic fail. Alrighty, and that will be a victory. Alrighty, I want the redstone. Yay, get the redstone. Yay, make Elvis happy. He got his redstone. Alright, let's see if we can get the other redstone real quick. One shot it, please. And no love. Alright. Start just doing the normal daily tasks, starting, of course, out in the Ireland. Sorry, not Ireland. Yeah, that would be weird to consider Ireland and the Outland, but no. Out to the Outland. First with the Fiery Abyss we just finished. Now to the Caves of Despair with Alicia the Weaver. And finally, Rogue the Conqueror in the Enslavers Camp. Okay. Airships next. Today's key with his artifact coin. Oh, we finally got the gold items. We finally moved far enough up. Alright, today's heroic chest brought to you by Chest of Hope, bringing the Olympics to Kira for 7 stones. Alright, let's go on a prize collection spree. Off to the forge we go. And actually, yeah, we'll go for her. There we go. Okay. Titanite in Le Dungeon. Brought to you by the Fungeon. If you can't have fun in the Fungeon, where can you? It's the Fungeon. Now available in 5 spots in the greater metropolitan area. Look under F in the Dominion's phone book. And of course, our regular dungeon crawl will be later in today's episode as well. Alright, who's going to get the elements? Celeste is behind. We'll let her have it today. Two 10s in the pets. Not terrible. Alrighty. Today's experience potion use can go to our pretty Lilith, who's behind all the craziness currently. Oh, sorry. It ain't Lilith's fault that she got cheated on. Alright. Back to the top to collect more prizes. Alright. Two Astaroths. Only one that time around. And only one in the final set. Must we? Yes, it must we, you Tim. Alrighty, if we must. Alrighty, so give me a 4, which should be 36 on the dot. Hey, we got 2 of them. Not terrible. Alright, so now let's turn to actually earning the items instead. See, this is why, because the Red Book of Fate would have done Celeste awesome at the earlier prize. Probably would have been more than happy to snatch her up, because see, to make a Book of Fate, you need to have 50 of the recipes, 2 of the grain books, which requires a recipe, and 2 of the blue books. Each blue book requires a ring, 2 rings and a heart. So you can see how, yes, I know, how expensive and how kind of like time consuming this could be to get all the necessary items to make that particular item. So to have a store like that that could let you skip past it all is actually a nice thing, but the fact that now it's way more cost prohibitive to do so is just a what the hell nexters type situation. And yes, that caused yet another uproar, as this whole event has. And down to a fight, we'll talk on the back half. So combining it with the fact that there seems to be absolutely no prize awarded for defense. It's really caused a lot of people's goodwill, the nexters, to be burned up in this event. Bad deal combined with really seems to be no prizes for the defense, combining even further with the VIP issue. And if you're ever going to create a video game, this little obsession probably would be a case study on what not to do more than what to do. 2279, the new total of experience. There we are. Rand Arena, we do fall down about 100, a little more than 100 spawns, landing in 687. Let's do the regular arena side. We fall down about 40 spots to 368. And let's try Mr. Keiru. If we pull off a punching above our weight win here, we will get pretty back close to where our ranking was. And that's not going to happen, at least with that fight. Let's try 157 then. So we wait for the upload to bring us that fight. Oh, come on, Nexters. Come on, mate, Nexters, seriously. Nope. Connection's still connected. Just wanted to verify and make sure that it wasn't any of that possibility that could be causing the issue. And it heard me, so now it's moving. It's kind of like, oh, yeah, you better, bring the fight. It's 5 plays 4, unfortunately. 5 plays 3. Now only playing 2, playing 1, and we're in deep trouble. So much for getting even a win. And I don't want to have to take a tanking approach to tank back down the line to get easier opponents to have a win. I'm getting more and more afraid that may come to be the only proverbial play if I do want to pick up more arena wins. I'll come back later. Maybe we can find a better match for the fights then. Let's head up in the air in the meantime. As we wait for the nexters to load to take us up. Here we are. Top floor, circle of summoning everybody out. And today's pack gives us 30 for the Vulcanite, who I guess is shy, doesn't want to make an appearance. 30 more for Vulcan. This is to say, I think you're required to come out now. And that's it. Oh, it's a guild battle check, okay. Alright, let's head over to the Guard of Az. I'll grab myself a quick drink. Alrighty, Night Raid. And if you get that reference, you're a fan of a particular anime. Alright, we'll have to do 5 battles there between now and tomorrow. Alright, let's hit the old University Tower, so we can make the challenge of that tower. And if you could get the veiled reference there, you're a fan of old ITV and BBC brainy quiz shows. It would always ask you your starter for 10. And I did have in the old proverbial mailbag sent to me that I talked about the Jimmy Carr game show I literally just told you. And he goes, and he basically mentioned a different game show in the UK in the same similar vein, and that is why am I drawing a blank on the guy's name? But it's the House of this guy's name show. Basically, it takes four, and I use the term in air quotes, celebrity contestants, usually mostly comedians, has them play for 5 days straight on similar type deals where we'll give you a map and say, okay, on like an iPad, mark where you believe Papua New Guinea is or something. And some of the other ones where we'll mash up items. Like the answer you give has to be a UK band member of the 2000s combined with a royal or something. And it's an interesting little diversion in case you like those kind of shows. It's a BBC show. It's the easiest way to look it up. And they actually did film new episodes during the pandemic. They had to slightly modify a few of the games, but still, for the most part, got through unscathed. Through the pandemic issues without too terribly much of a problem. If I do manage to actually remember the full name before we complete this episode, I will most definitely pass them on. I don't know why that I thought to relay that story from a watcher of the show. And then drawing a blank actually on the full actual name of the show. As we continue up to dungeon level 27. Oh, Ginger, sit down. Ginger, sit down and behave. Yay, we got our curved blade. Thank yous. On to 29. With an Astroph Maya Arachne lead. Celeste and Faceless bringing up the rear. And Bitey just hit them all. Bitey, thank God you're on our team. Alrighty, round 31. No pet attached. Interesting. Finished. And there we are. The winner is us. Alrighty, onward and upward. And the prize is the rings. We'll take them. Pastor Steele, thank you. On to floor number whatever it was. Double at 34. As we wait for it to load. Last drop of the time. As we move on, time to get to chest. 150. All right. I think I just remembered it. We'll reveal that here at the end of the fight. Yeah, that's what it is. It's Richard Osman's House of Games is the actual full name of the show. That actually also reminds me of another one of the games they play in there that I actually quite like. And it's sometimes you start not realizing some of the favorite songs that you and I and we all like can have some pretty decently long musical interludes to start the song before actually anything or anybody starts singing a word. So, Mr. Osman will play a musical track, but totally take out any and all vocal track to the song. Your goal is to press when you believe the musician would start singing actual lyrics. Whoever is the closest gets the point. And it's definitely not a round I could do here on mine, as that would probably get copyright strikes from here to hell and back. But yeah, if you are somebody who did look up my literally game show reference, another one to look up would be that Richard Osman's House of Games. Actually, while I'm at it, one of the other ones, now that I remember I actually liked, was actually one that was called The Exit List. It was a short-lived show and didn't really make it long. But it was kind of like a big old maze of trivia rooms that contestants in pairs of two would enter and get a 4-part multiple choice question. So it'd be like, okay, which of these chess pieces can only move diagonally? Pawn, rook, bishop, or knight? If you answered correctly, the amount of money that was in the room would become unlocked and you could put it in your little prize chest that you're carrying along, which is basically a perplexed kind of like briefcase. Or a box that's visible from all sides. If wrong, you won no money in that room. But there was also 2 other scenarios that would happen. If you're right, you can choose to go to any room, either to the left or right of where you were, or directly ahead, deeper into the maze. And the deeper you went, the higher the money was per room. Also, your exit list, hence the name of the show, would only have the correct answer on that exit list. So in other words, in the case, if you answered the correct answer, which get this fight over. There we go. So if you answered the correct answer, which was rook, only rook would go into your exit list. If, however, you give an incorrect answer, your forward path is blocked. You had to go to the left or the right. By the way, the other choice on your getting a question right is you can decide to quit the game and try to win the money you have accumulated to that point. But again, if you're wrong, you're blocked. You had to go to the left or the right, as you could not stop the game. And again, just waste your time. Also, as a penalty, you had to put all 4 answers, rook, knight, bishop, and whatever I randomly had said for a 4th answer. All 4 of them would be on your exit list. Now, in addition to these, in about, I believe it was 5 rooms, you could get what was called a panic room. In these panic rooms, they would quickly flash you a bunch of information. To complete the panic room, you had to be able to recite and recall that information you had just been provided. Each piece you did not recall would become what's called your panic code and would be added to your exit list. With the top prize for any one room being £100,000, would be found in one of the back row of rooms. Now, whenever you finally decided enough's enough, that the amount of money you had collected was enough for your liking, and you had got the question correct previously, you could choose to exit the exit maze. Now, to do so, there would be 2 rods in each room. The 2 contestants would each draw 1 rod, and whoever drew the shortest rod would be the contestant forced to try to complete the exit. The other of the 2 contestants, sorry, I was just taking a quick drink, would automatically be allowed to leave and go up with the host. Now, before the attempt was challenged, the other contestant that got to leave would be given an offer. Basically saying, if you do not believe that your teammate could complete, you could opt to take X amount of money right there and right then, as a payoff for believing to get out with something. That decision would be made in private, without nobody, not even us at home, getting to know ahead of time. At that point, the exit listing would begin. To exit, the contestant would have to name off one item from that exit list that they've been creating all game by going into multiple rooms, and also would have to go in order back through the rooms in the order they had gone into them. Now, one thing they're not required to do is they do not have to give the exit list room item for that specific room. So in other words, in room 1, I don't have to mention if chess was that question and rook was the answer. Bishop was the answer. I don't have to say bishop in that room. I can use bishop anytime. But you can only use it once. Once used, it's off your exit list. And you have to make your path through all the rooms that you had entered going in, giving one of the exit list items each time you enter a room. If you manage to get through all the rooms and all the exit list items in time, they give you I think it was 10 seconds per room to make your journey out. You were then deemed to have completed and would be a potential winner. If you failed to get out in time, then of course you would be the loser. Alright, top team on 3, second team on 1. So we're going to actually do this. Just need to flip 3 and 1, okay. So we're going to put that team there. And of course, then the last thing would be is the contestant would get to come up, could be told that their partner was given an offer, and then you'd see whether or not they accepted the offer. Of course, based on what happened, whether that was a good or a bad acceptance. As I said, it was somewhat diluted. That's why it probably didn't last more than just one season that it did get. But it's an interesting little deal if you need something to pass the time. And you're not watching from day one episodes. Alright, round 2 is their throwaway rounds. We're expecting to lose this fight. And there should be our loss. Yep, there that is. Alrighty. Off now to what should be our, hopefully, our win. Alright, so we do get a win. We move up to 583. In the rankings, we do get about 100 back in the Grand Arena. And with that, about the hour has drawn to a close, so it's probably a good time as any to bring the first episode of Day 50 to a close. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Please get us little exclusive boxy over at Nexters and YouTube. Will pay attention. Now we're 43% to goal. Thank you all very much for that. Crypto down below to get yourself your free coins from both regular subscription and CoinBase Earn. And until next time, it's always a great new world to release the Krakens. We'll see you later tonight for part 2, and of course, part 3, Dark Matter, the predecessor to Midnight in the Desert. Thanks for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe.